And this brings us to our last example, example 4, which is very much like example 3. In this case, retailers will buy 45 cordless phones, this book is old, from a wholesaler if the price is $10 each, but only $20 if the price is $60 each. The wholesaler will supply 35 cordless phones at $30 each, but will supply 70 at $50 each. And so again, these two groups, the seller and the buyer, are in negotiation about the price and the quantity of these phones. And we're going to use market equilibrium to help them decide on a fair price and a fair amount. So it says retailers will buy, so that is going to be a demand function. When we are buying something, that is the demand. And then when something is supplied, that is obviously the supply. So for the demand, we have 45 phones at $10 each. And so again, our price and quantity, our quantity is always going to be our X value. Our price is always our Y value. So 45, 10 for our first point. And then we have to be careful. Let's make sure we get price and quantity in the right spots. Quantity is X, price is Y. So we will have 20 and 60 there. On the other, we will have 35 and 30, as well as 70, 50. So similar to the last one, everyone, we have 2 points, and we are going to have to use point slope form to find to be able to create equations, and then eventually find market equilibrium. Let's get right to it by finding the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We'll label our points. And we can sling those right into that formula in Wolfram in just a moment. So y2 minus y1 is 60 minus 10 over 20 minus 45. And so for Wolfram, we are going to have 60 minus 10 divided by 20 minus 45. And that gives us a slope of -2. So let's go ahead with our point slope formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. That's a giant 1 that I just drew there. Should be a small sub 1 like that. So we are going to have y minus 10 is equal to our slope of -2 times x minus 45. And we can go ahead and give that to Wolfram, everyone, and get an alternate form that we like better. So again, both of these equations, the one that we currently have in point slope form and the alternate form that we're going to select, are equivalent. They have the same meaning, they have the same value and all that, they just look different. And so I do prefer to put my x term first, and so I will put -2x first plus 100. And so we do have now 2 equations that represent the demand. I prefer the one on the bottom over point slope form though. So let's look at supply. We will have a slope formula coming our way for this one. And so y2 is 50, y1 is 30, 70 minus 35. So giving that to Wolfram, we will end up with our slope. So again, 50 minus 30 divided by 70 minus 35. And we get a slope of 4 over 7. So 4/7 is our slope. Slope under point slope formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And so we've got y minus y1 is 30. Our slope is 4 over 7. X minus x1 is 35. And so going with that, we've got y minus 30 is equal to 4 over 7 times x minus 35. And we get an alternate form. Where is the alternate form? Right there. 4 over 7x plus 10. So y equals 4 over 7x plus 10. Now, as we have with other problems, we are going to go ahead and set these equal. We're going to put these both in Wolfram at the same time with the word and in the middle. The old school way of doing this would say, hey, they are both equal to y, so they must be equal to each other. We would solve for x. Then we would use that value to go find a y value. But Wolfram will make this a little bit faster for us. And it looks like my input looks good. Let's take a look at the solution. We do have x is 35 and y is 30. So again, everyone, x is always going to be our quantity, and y is always going to be our price. So I bet this is going to ask what we should do. Find the market equilibrium and explain its meaning. And would it be a good idea for the company to produce 50 cordless phones? And so the market equilibrium is 35-30, meaning that we should produce and sell 35 phones at a price of $30 each. And for part B, would it be a good idea for the company to produce 50 phones? Why or why not? And the answer there, everyone, is nope. Producing more of something doesn't mean you will make more money. Producing more of something means that people will be less willing to give you a high price for it because there is a bunch of it available. So in the instance of this, it would actually be detrimental for this company to produce 50 phones because the market tops out at 35 phones. So producing more than what the market equilibrium says will cause us to have to reduce our price. And we will lose money. So that's it for example 4, everyone. I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you have an awesome day.